you don't have to be liked, you have to be respected. You take what you want and you throw away the rest.
That's right.
You need to build your support system. You're going to need help. Failure is the best thing that can happen to you. And you should fail every day.
Okay.
You can be super smart.
Yeah.
You have the highest IQ, but if you can't deal with people and you can't be a problem solver, then it will be hard for you to own a business.
Now that is kind of a big deal.
Good morning or afternoon, my beautifully broken people, wherever you may be listening to this. I hope that you are going to have a very enjoyable sitting, viewing with you, with your family. Make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button. That helps us out in this world of algorithms. Today, we have a very special guest. She is not just a daughter, a sister, a wife, mother. The one, the only, the owner of Painter Bros down here in South Florida, Miss Laura Garratt.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing so good. How are you, Alejandro?
I'm doing very, very well. Much better now that I'm here with you.
Same.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
Yes.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so mother, daughter, sister, wife. What is your most important title?
All.
All. Which one do you enjoy the most?
All.
You enjoy them all.
I really do.
What about being a mother?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love being a mom. If I had all the money in the world, I would have had, I don't know, a lot of children.
Well, you have how many
I
kids?
have 3,
Yeah.
which is wonderful. But I would have had 6, 7. I don't know. I love kids and I love family. So, yeah.
And as a mother of 3 and an executive, and we're going to dive deep into this, what is the one mistake or regret that you have as a mother and as an executive who worked God knows how many hours that you would tell the younger you who's who's going to have birth to that first child? What is that greatest regret looking back? And before you answer that, I want you to think, because I want to cut to our sponsors and we want to thank them and honor them for everything that they've done, and enjoy. When you come back, Laura's going to give you the answer.
This episode of the Kind of a Big Deal podcast is sponsored by the Miramar Pembroke Pines Chamber of Commerce, the Weston Florida Chamber of Commerce, and the Pembroke Park West Park Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber brings innovation and progress to the community by being a catalyst for business growth, a convener of leaders to implement positive change, and a champion for strong communities. DevSign Media, for all your video production needs. Let's make it happen. K. Davis Management Consulting, simplifying management for business owners who'd rather be doing literally anything else. Go to kdcanhelp.com. Golden Trust Insurance and R&D Systems Group.
All right, and we are back as I promised. Tough question, maybe. Unfair, probably not. So what do you say?
Well, I have 2 answers for that.
Okay.
I think a regret is the time, because when your babies are small, you know, I was told that it was okay to work. Don't worry about it, because when they're small, they don't remember. But the thing is that there is something called mother's guilt. And I really think that, you know, I've always tried to be there for my children.
Yeah.
Quality versus quantity. So what does that mean time-wise? If I know I wasn't there for them every minute of the day, raising, you know. However, so that is a regret, if you will.
Sure.
You know, if I'm going to be true.
That's fair.
Fair, you know, honest. But I will say this, I think I'm an eternal optimist. So I'll give you the flip of that.
Absolutely.
I think what that has done for me is, you know, I've become a role model for my children to show them that, you know, you can have a career and a family. I have 2 boys and a little girl. And, you know, I think it showed them that, yes, I'm a mother, a wife, a daughter, a sister, and I'm also an independent woman.
Absolutely.
And I am able to make those decisions and also live a life a fulfilled life.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's the way I kind of look at it.
Yes, and that's beautiful because how old is your daughter?
9.
So to me, the role model, the true role model is the daughter who sees her mother and says, I can do it all.
Mm-hmm.
Mommy has no limitations.
Right.
I have no excuse to have no limitations.
Right.
Yes.
You just kind of hit the nail on the
Well, that is
head.
a wonderful example. I wish more people would carry out that example because it's kind of the things with kids, right? They're with you forever. Your responsibility and the actions you put forth, as you just did, will inevitably shape how they are. The role model.
I would agree.
So let me talk to you about how you started out in New York. You were born in New York.
Yep, born and raised.
So talk to me, give me a little bit about your background before you moved down here to the heat of South Florida.
Which I absolutely love. Okay, so New York, I was an executive in the beauty industry, and interestingly enough, I fell into the industry. Yeah. I had a choice between going into production and product development in the movie industry, or beauty in a young. Early age in my 20s, out of school. Yeah. So I actually chose the beauty route, and I am grateful that I did.
What did you go to school for?
Okay, so my undergrad is in Italian studies and a minor in business management. And then I did get a master's in business and professional studies at Fashion Institute of Technology in New York.
Okay.
They have a program, the only one in the country, in the world, honestly, that is tailored for the beauty industry in business. So it's cosmetics, fragrances, and toiletries, masters in business.
Very cool.
So I did that in New York, worked in New York, and I worked my way up every single step.
Where did you start out?
I started out at Revlon.
Okay. And what was your first role at Revlon?
I was an assistant.
Really?
Yes, I worked my way up out of school. It's so interesting because, I was asked when I graduated, what do you want to do? Mm-hmm. And I said, I want to work for corporate America. I really didn't know. I knew I wanted to work in business, and I applaud people that really know what they want to do out of school. But the journey for me definitely was one of a slippery slide. Think of something that's waves and curves and nothing, not a straight slide. Definitely, it had its circular moments and ups and downs and everything. But I am grateful that I fell into working in the industry because it has taught me so much.
Well, what did you learn from it?
Oh my gosh. I learned resilience. I learned...
Pause on resilience. How did you learn resilience?
Because of the different... I work with many different people with many different backgrounds and personalities. And if you don't have a strong... let's say if you don't have a thick skin, it could potentially get to you, and you could be doubting yourself. Did I not do that right? Why was I just yelled at? These are the behind the scenes of the industry, but I could get deeper. But you meet different people that have different management styles, and I think that it's about learning how to work with the different management styles. Yeah. And realizing that, you don't have to be liked, you have to be respected.
Okay. And what did you do to get respect?
I did a great job is what I did. Honestly, I did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I did a job well done.
Yep.
I researched. I executed. I planned. I mean, in what I did, it was product development and marketing and innovation. So there's a lot of, forward planning, 3 years,
Right.
So if we're in 2025, our calendars went out to 28, sometimes 30. So we would always be ahead of the game. And there was a lot of pressure because I don't know if people know this, but in beauty there is innovation, and I think in any industry there has to be innovation because the consumer doesn't know what they don't know.
True.
And so, we were there to surprise and delight and bring things that would do exactly that.
Knowing you don't strike me as somebody who would get yelled a lot. So getting into this business and getting yelled at, what was that like? And what would you tell young Laura?
I would tell young Laura, don't sweat it. Okay. It has nothing to do with you.
Has more to do with them.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And how did you react when you got yelled at? Cry?
Yeah, young Laura would be, would take it. Mm-hmm. And then I think what I did was hold on to it for a few days. And then when it really sort of settled in, I cried my eyes out, but not at work. Yeah. I found a place, I found somewhere, and I just was like, I can't even believe that happened.
Yes.
And, I got it out of my system and,
you moved on,
brushed my shoulders off and put my shoulders back and just went right at it again.
The pain is still there. I can see it when you're describing it, your eyes, I can hear it. Your tongue dries up a little.
Well, because it's one of those things where, you don't want to be disrespected. It's kind of like, well, and then, as I got older, I was realizing that it wasn't necessarily a disrespect. Mm-hmm. It was a style. And so what I gained and garnered from those years is that when I had my team, which I did, eventually I had I've had so many beautiful teams that I wouldn't take that from my my bosses, my ex-bosses. I learned a lot from them. But what I did learn, so you learn, it's so funny, like you take what you want, you take what you want and you throw away the rest.
That's right.
So that's what I did eventually.
So when you had your group, you wouldn't yell at them?
I didn't yell at them.
That's very good.
No.
Because you knew the pain and the embarrassment that it caused.
Exactly. So, interestingly enough, people will say, oh my gosh, Laura, you're so nice. All right. But what I would always say is this, please don't mistake. And I know people have heard this. Don't mistake my nice demeanor with not being strong, and not being determined, and not having a vision and a journey.
Right.
I think what I've realized is that I want to treat people the way I want to be treated.
The golden rule.
That's it. So if I don't want to be yelled at, why would I yell at somebody else?
Absolutely. And it's funny what you're saying. Jelly Roll has a song and a lyric where he says, if you knew, people ask me why I smile so much. For those of you, I can't sing, so I'm doing you a favor.
I want to hear it. Come on, Alejandro, just do it.
Let's do it. Immediately, no viewers. People ask me why I smile so much. But if you knew all the tears that I cried, you'd know why I smile so much.
Amen to that one.
That's right.
That's cool.
It stays. So resilience. What else did you learn?
Oh, gosh. I mean, I learned so many skill sets. I learned how to analyze well, how to present, how to speak to an audience, how to speak to different management styles, management levels. So we always said you manage up, you manage down, you manage across, right?
Okay. So explain that one a little bit.
Okay, what that means is that, so if you're managing up, that means you're speaking to your, to the people that are higher than you. Let's say on the totem pole, if they're the CEO or they're the, chief blah, 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 blah,
right.
And then you've got your, your VPs and your SVPs that would be on your, on your level, if you will. And then you manage down to your team, but it's not that you're looking down upon them. It's just manage up, down, and across. Yeah. That's really it. But treat every level with a level of respect. Yeah.
Were you married during your rise in the cosmetology? I think I said that right.
in the cosmetics
in the cosmetic industry? Yeah.
Yes, I was. And
Did you ever bring it? Yes. Yeah. Well, you're still married.
Yeah,
yes.
Still married.
You're still married. Yeah. Yes. Met your husband. Wonderful man. Did you ever bring any of those stresses from work home?
Absolutely, yes,
Yeah.
Matt.
Matt, we should interview him next time. Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. And,
Strains that he creates.
yeah, I mean, I can say that, I think as he would always say, like, as a man, he wanted to help. He's trying to fix it,
Yes.
and he's like,
Yeah.
what can I do? And honestly, I would always say, I'm like, listen, I just want you to listen. I don't really need you to fix it. I just need a place to
vent.
kind of vent.
Yeah.
But I think it really bothered him at times. It got him upset, and yeah. I mean, it did. It and at times it did create some strains. I'm not gonna, I can't lie. It
Yeah,
did
of
create some
course.
strains.
Yeah.
But like anything, I will say, like anything, you just kind of push through the quicksand, and then rinse off.
Yeah.
rinse off and keep walking.
Keep walking, yeah. But that's interesting you say that when you tell him that, look, I just want you to listen. Because as a man, we are trained to, it's not listen, it's fix.
It's fixed.
And what women need
Or
to
protect,
understand. Or protect, exactly.
Maybe that's it,
That's
protect.
exactly
Yeah.
it. And what women need to understand, look, we're 10 hairs away from being baboons. Not me. I lost the 10 hairs, so I'm already a baboon. But that ability to listen, to just be there, to sit with you in your pain. I can't fix it, but I can sit with you.
That's right.
The way that a mother holding her baby would. And how were your kids born as this was going on?
Sure. So I was before, during
Okay. So tell me about that experience.
having children and working.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stressful.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I was going to say, I thought you were going to say it was great.
Woo! Stressful. And that's the thing too, because you go to work and you have to be professional and you have to be focused.
Yes.
Alejandro takes a village.
Sure.
And my aunt and uncle, who are doctors, they told Matt and I before we had children, listen, you need to build your support system. Go out, be who you need to be,
Yes.
be an executive, go and do what you need to be. But you're going to need help. And so that's where, I didn't do it alone. Matt didn't do it alone. Like, we had the best
Best
support.
That?
Best nanny. We
Yeah.
called her nanny. We called her friend, family.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was, she was more of a friend.
Sure.
And still is.
Yes.
Because it really takes a village.
Absolutely. So for the young women out there who are battling the same battles you're battling,
Call me.
Yeah, that's right. That's it. To give you a call. Yeah. I mean, how can they find the village today?
Oh gosh, don't sit in silence. Don't suffer. Reach out and tell someone, hey, I need some help. I'm not certain where to go. Is it a daycare? Is it a nanny? Is it, I didn't have the ability to, a lot of people have family that they can go to. My family was, 45 minutes away. Everybody was working. So I found an extended family.
Right.
I found an extended family. And, the other thing is trust. So as a new mom,
Yes.
you don't trust anybody. You're like, oh, what? I remember it's interesting. From the first baby to the third baby, what a different ride. Okay.
Really?
But the first baby, completely, type A++++, writing everything down, checking in. I needed a log. I needed to know, the schedules. I needed to understand everything. By the third baby, I was like, yeah, you got this. I will see you at around 6:30 tonight, and thank you for everything. Your nerves just kind of like, kind of soften up a bit. Yeah, you're looking good. You're great.
You're looking good. Yeah, that's right. You alive? Yeah. All right, we're good.
All good,
Yeah,
all good.
That's so funny. And so, did you feel any judgment from the executives?
Yes.
While you're in a man's world, you're a woman, and now you're pregnant and deciding to be a mom.
Funny enough, I was in a woman's world. I was in a woman's world with judgment. And
What?
so, yeah, interesting, right? There were more men than women. And what I will say is this. I found that when women didn't have children at the time, they couldn't really relate. And there was the judgment of, oh, they have to leave early, or no, you have to work late, or no, this is due. You can't leave. So they were, early on, which is why I was kind of setting the stage for when I had my team.
Yeah.
I had a little bit more empathy.
Sure. True.
But what I did notice is this. Yes, I was judged. I actually went to school. I got my master's. I went back when my first son, Luca, was 1.5 years old. And I had the support of my husband.
Yes.
And I had judgment from some of my schoolmates at the time because we were all going to school.
Okay.
But this one French woman, who now has 3 kids of her own. But anyway, at the time,
She knew you were Italian, so there's that
yeah, I don't
rivalry.
know, probably, pasta will always trump a croissant. Sorry,
All day, every day.
in my world.
Hey,
but
that's
anyway,
what we're eating after this.
yeah, exactly. We'll go grab. But, I remember we were doing a project and she was very vocal and she was like, I could never leave my little kid, my little baby at home and do what you're doing. I would never do that. And I looked at her and I said, well, I appreciate where you're coming from and you don't have children. So when you do, I'd like you to come back and tell me if you feel the same.
Right.
And that was a moment where I did hold on to that for a little bit. And I did cry my eyes out. Not there, but I did because I was like, man, I can't even get the support of a woman.
Right.
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 So it's one of these things where you would think that people would support.
Yep.
Especially someone that's on the same side as you.
Absolutely.
I actually got more support from men. I'm not kidding you.
Yeah.
And I think over time, the women that did have children
Yes.
softened up.
Okay.
I wound up becoming friends to this day.
Yeah.
Still. It's kind of what you don't know,
Right.
and there's a perception, and unfortunately, Alejandro, perception is reality
Absolutely.
to everyone until it becomes personal.
That's right. And then all of a sudden you're going, oh, yes, that's right. They say don't spit in the air, right?
Yeah.
Bad boys coming right down and hit you in the face. What was your
Just
worst
saying.
experience that you would not change as an executive?
Yeah. Worst experience, getting laid off.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, getting laid off. I was part of a layoff, not once, but twice.
Wow.
And it was one of these things where, you're doing what you think you're doing everything.
Yeah.
And for whatever reasons, it was a cut. And I didn't make the cut. And it was personal because I put, 200% in everything I do, but I wouldn't change it.
What was that phone call to your husband like?
Oh, God. Yeah, it was like hysterical crying. Okay. Hysterical crying. That I was going to be okay. Listen, if we're doing the real here, so I can't,
Always.
Always. So, but what I said was this: hey, listen, I just got laid off, but I need a minute to kind of figure out next steps. And knowing me, I kind of regrouped, reached out to Headhunter, got everything, got my affairs in order, if you will, and. That's the thing. Look, I think I live by the way of keep on moving forward.
Yes.
Just keep moving, keep going. What is hard in the moment becomes the biggest blessing when you look back in the mirror.
Absolutely.
Because from those two different times, 9 months later,
Right.
huge layoff. They laid off
Everybody.
many. So I actually got a package both times. I actually got, they took care of me.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. So I don't regret the people I've worked with. I don't regret the hard, challenging times. I don't regret it. But will I say in the moment of it, it was hard. Of
course.
It was definitely hard. And I was embarrassed.
Of course.
I was embarrassed. I was like, wow, that happened. And I didn't want to talk about it. And it took me, it's kind of like how I deal with everything. I kind of push everything down.
Which is dangerous.
I push it down. And then it comes out like a little bit later. And then I let it sort of, I let myself feel the feels.
Yes.
And,
but you should never hide the scars.
No.
No. To hide the wound, to hide the scars is to hide the fact that you've lived.
Yeah. And you know what? I heard this too, is that failure is the best thing that can happen to you. And you should fail every day. You should learn how to fail every day, something.
Yeah.
Because if you don't do that, that means you didn't try, and it means you didn't get closer to your growth.
And from that embarrassment and those failures, what would you say, what would you tell the people listening to it, both men and women? Hey, you got fired.
Yeah.
You got fired twice.
Yep.
You're embarrassed. What do you got?
What do I got? Well, that's a loaded question. What do I got? So what I got is this. It's not you.
Okay.
Oftentimes companies are going through their own thing, and they're going through their challenges, and they, being on the other side and seeing the P&Ls and looking at where companies are going, and if they cut X amount, they gain this amount of ROI, and they can operate on a leaner team. So it really is not necessarily you again.
Your collateral.
It's your collateral, your shrapnel.
Yes.
If that's the thing, right?
That's right.
Right? Your shrapnel.
Yes.
But if you realize that everything is temporary.
Yes.
And don't hang on to that.
Right. Yes.
Right? Don't hang on to it. Like throw the football. Like,
Right,
get rid of it. It's a hot potato. Get rid of it and move on.
It's funny because you said earlier just now that it was the best thing that could have happened to you, because today you are the owner of Painter Bros.
Yes, I am.
So what lessons can you tell us, share with us, that you have taken from your executive in New York to down here in South Florida as the owner of Painter Bros?
Oh my gosh, so much.
Yeah.
It's emotional intelligence.
Okay.
You can be super smart.
Yeah.
You have the highest IQ, but if you can't deal with people
Yep.
and you can't be a problem solver,
Okay.
then it will be hard for you to own a business. I definitely, I look back at New York. I was an intrapreneur in the corporate space, not an entrepreneur, and I think that is what taught me working with different teams, different cultures, different countries. It taught me so much. Yeah. I am so, look, I'm getting old.
Yeah, no, you're ready to flip the table here.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
WWE.
That's
no,
right. I thought I was the only one to watch wrestling here.
Yeah,
but
that was my grandpa.
It's still real to me.
Yeah.
But the beauty aspect of it, the makeup, the everything, you're applying it to, the colors of the wall, what looks good, the lighting.
I have to tell you that it is an extension of beauty.
Yeah.
And I will say, like I always talk about this, and I'll get a little technical, but a substrate, right? So you look at your skin and your hair or your nails.
Excuse me.
Even the skin on the top of your head. Everything needs attention, right? Everything needs attention.
Yes.
Your body, everything. And so then transfer that to spaces. So I like to say I've beautified faces, and now I incorporate beautifying faces and now to beautifying spaces. And it really, so a wall, any, stucco, drywall, the floor, design, everything is an element of beauty.
Yes.
And everything has a before and after. Think about it, right? You've got a before and an after.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be just beauty.
Okay.
It's before is your younger self and after is your older self. And everything in between is what you've learned. So I don't know, I just went there. But it's a before and after. Yeah.
Painter Bros, would you sacrifice the experience, the being yelled at, the being fired in New York if you were to just relive your life with younger Laura and only do Painter Bros?
I wouldn't change a thing.
So you wouldn't change a thing of your
I
life?
wouldn't change one aspect of my life.
The falls, the scars,
Everything.
the yelling, the traumas.
Yeah, the
Yes.
traumas, the yelling, the therapy, all of it. I wouldn't change a thing.
Because it's made you who you are.
Yeah, because listen, the journey of who you are today, I am not the same person I was yesterday. True. If you look at how much you've learned from look at a week.
Yep.
What you are on a Monday versus who you are on a Friday. And everything you've learned and everything, challenges, growth, everything that you've done during the week. By that Friday, you're a different person than you were on Monday.
100%.
So I wouldn't change a thing because I wouldn't have been able to be here.
Right. And if you could leave the message to your daughter, we'll focus on your daughter. She's 9. She's the angel of your eye. I don't want your 2 sons to
I love my
get-
other guys too. They're the best.
They are great, but daughter's daughter. No,
All
no,
right.
no.
Oh, man. All right.
What would you tell her about your story? About, listen, you're going to go through things because you can't protect her.
I know.
You're going to have to watch her cry and go through. And that may be harder than when you went through it. What would you tell her?
I would tell her, listen, it's okay to fail. It's okay to go through and feel your feels. If I'm going to be Gen A right now or Gen Z, let's feel the feels. Yeah. And that I'm here to support her. I love her, and she's got it. She's got this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Failures. What's the one failure you look at and you it still bothers you?
Let's see.
Because I have a few. Mine, I'll give you time to think.
Yeah.
My failures are the things that I didn't do.
Oh,
if that
that's
makes
a really
sense.
good one. Yeah. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
My failure to, I was definitely more hesitant when I was younger.
Okay.
A little bit more of a people pleaser, a little bit more worried. That's it. I was worried about what people thought of me a lot. And that to me is a failure. You know, it took me, if I was able to kind of realize that a little bit younger in my journey, it kind of would have helped. But, you know, I'm able to now see that in others, and I'm like, don't worry about it.
Right.
You know, don't worry about it. It takes time. So failure to kind of be my own block.
Okay.
All right. Failure to be my own block. Like I needed to kind of open the door.
Yes.
The other thing is, you know, I had a business with my sisters.
Okay.
We had a coaching business.
Yeah.
We had also created a perfume. We did a bunch of things.
Funny.
And yeah, I think we got in our own way.
So you got in your own way. That's fun. Okay, so let me ask you this question. What one thing would you suggest to entrepreneurs starting a new business?
Oh, gosh. Yeah. Build your tribe. Build your village. Build the people, because it really takes a village for advice, for, you know, so you need people in your corner that are either doing what you're doing.
Yep.
You need people in your corner that are not doing what you're doing. And you need people in your corner that are just, you know, your cheerleaders, and that you're going to be their cheerleaders as well. So I would say to new entrepreneurs, don't be afraid. And don't be afraid if you fail, because that means that you tried, and that means you're one step closer to getting to really to that thing that you want to get through. And I'll say another thing.
Yeah.
Look, I was in the industry, you know, as in corporate almost 25 years, and I changed I changed everything. So I'm going to say something else.
Yep.
To those that are finding themselves at a crossroads, that they don't think that they can do anything because maybe they think that they're too old or like their time has passed.
Yeah.
Your time is not passed until you leave this earth.
True.
So, you have the date that you were born and then, the date that you'll no longer be here, but you've got to live your dash.
Yes.
That little dash in between is your life.
Right.
So make that your best. If you find yourself and that you've always wanted to open a bakery, you've always wanted to be an artist, you've always wanted to own a painting company, whatever it is, you've always wanted to go back to school and be a lawyer, whatever that is, you're never too old to do it. Just clear your mind
And be not afraid.
Be not afraid and get the right people in your corner.
That's so funny. That's good. That's always it always reminds me when I hear do not be afraid. Pope John Paul II.
Do not be afraid.
No, not abbiate paura.
Yeah.
Yes, do
I
not
love
be
it.
afraid.
No.
And talk to me about Painter Bros.
Yeah.
All right, let's focus on what you're doing now.
Yeah.
Painter Bros. As I'm asking you these questions or as you're talking, how did you end up at Painter Bros? Because you were telling me it is a franchise.
Yes.
So a lot of people when they come here, either from Latin America or they're just looking to see, hey, I want to start a new business. They take the route of purchasing or looking where to purchase a franchise.
Right.
How did you come to the resolution that I'm going to do Painter Bros, the franchise, as opposed to Laura's Painting, the company?
Right.
Because they're both essentially the same now, because
Yeah.
you are Painter Bros.
Right. So Painter Bros of Fort Lauderdale, right? So in one of the transitions, right? Because I came down here from New York, brought my family down, worked for a company. And then at that point, after, let's say, almost 3 years, there was layoff. And so after changing so many things and moving, I found myself in a place where I could either go back to New York for what I knew, and that's where my career is, or I always had I have had a fire in my heart. I really have that. I've always wanted to be my own boss.
Yes.
I really, and build culture and build teams and take what I've learned intrapreneurially and take it to the entrepreneur space. And at that point, I was approached by a franchise consultant.
Okay.
And it sort of, you think of synchronicities, right?
Yes, the great
and
Carl
right
Jung.
And and at that point, I got reached out to, and they're like, "Did you ever think about buying a franchise?" And I was like, "Sure." Like a food franchise, or I only know, and I knew like the big ones that we talk about, right?
Yeah.
But what I really did was I took a deep dive and I explored that ability to potentially be a business owner.
Yes.
I did open an LLC.
Okay.
For my beauty, because I've been consulting in the industry.
Very cool.
So I had been doing that, but I really thought, like, what am I going to do? I'm down here. Nobody wants to move back to New York. So, I was presented between 9 and 12 opportunities in different industries.
Yeah.
I took a questionnaire. We did a bunch of interviews and things like that. And I narrowed it down to service. I knew I wanted to work with people. I love people.
Yeah.
I do the good, the bad, the everything, the challenges, everything. So I wanted something where I could be of service.
Yes.
And when Painter Bros was mentioned, I had a little spark. My dad was a painter growing up. He had a business for 45 years as a painter.
Yeah.
And we would always laugh because I would be at work, developing the latest foundation, lipstick, hair product, fragrance, you name it. And I'd be like, "Dad, what are you doing today?" "I've got the latest primer." And he's like, "Let's talk about primer." But anyway, I kind of started to see the synergies. And I'm like, Painter Bros. I'm like, wow, I live in South Florida now, and everything is paintable.
Absolutely.
Everything. And we also have amazing weather.
Yeah.
And, I know people, complain about a lot of things down here, but I don't, because it's amazing. So the weather is amazing. And for something like a painting contracting team and company, we're able to work all year round.
Well, you do commercial and residential.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do, which is incredible.
Exterior, interior.
Exterior and interior and everything in between.
So if somebody needs the molding done,
yes,
you guys can do that.
We do exterior repaints. We can do exterior repaints, interior repaints, and everything, furniture, cabinets. We can do other things too, expanding into remodels as well.
Okay.
We do so much.
Yeah.
And the reason why we do that is because I don't want to stop us. I think that, again, going back to the village.
Yes.
You surround yourself with amazing people, great talent.
Yeah.
Respect one another, and we're human. Things happen, right? Things happen. But if we can, course correct.
Right.
But, we get the right talent around us and the right expertise. We're building, which is amazing.
You think you chose Painter Bros? And feel free to say no. Because it's a way to connect to your dad?
Oh, man, that's cool.
Yeah.
Maybe. He was actually when I told my dad what I was considering it, his first thing, as like every parent, is, no, I did that. What are you doing that for? No, Laura, that's a lot. And, and you're doing it more than I did. I just was residential local. You're going all over the place. What are you doing? And I'm like, Dad, it's amazing. I'll get the insurance. We're going to do it all. And he's like, oh my gosh. But I think over time, he's like, wow, Laura, that's cool. Like we'll talk about things.
He's proud of you.
I think so.
Yes.
It's kind of like it's full circle.
Absolutely.
It's full circle. And I love the ability to connect with him on that level.
Yeah.
Because listen, he was always beautifying.
Yeah.
Everyone loved Antonio because they called him to, make something look beautiful.
Yes.
And that's what he did. And so I, call Laura and the team to make something look beautiful.
So every time somebody calls Laura to make something beautiful, they're really paying an homage to Antonio. Yes.
Exactly.
How funny is
Not
that?
funny. Yeah.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
And I wanted to just pick your brain on this because you talked about earlier that you worried about what people thought.
Yeah.
Do you think your entry into the cosmetic field was so that you could control what people thought?
I don't know.
That's beauty?
That's cool. That's a cool question.
Because you don't have to tell me now what's beautiful. I tell you what's beautiful. This primer, these colors.
Right. Wow. I never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's a perfectly good answer. And then when you go home and you watch this video, you can leave a comment and you go, he's wrong.
I know. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know what he's talking about. I was brainwashed. I'm kidding. You can cut that if you want.
There's no edits here. This is what you see is what you get. Yeah. So, and I want to say to the entrepreneurs, but I don't want to focus on the entrepreneurs because I think your children will be entrepreneurs. What message will you leave? Do you want to leave your children with from this video?
Oh my gosh.
Because they're going to watch Mama.
Yeah. Shoot for the stars, the universe, the other galaxies. Like, honestly, to my children and to that next generation and to generations after, don't be afraid. Be your best.
Yeah.
Live the life. Live your dash. Live what you're meant to. You don't know what you're actually meant to do here, but don't take the people in your life for granted, the new connections for granted. Like everyone every experience, whether it's good, challenging, and everything in between, is meant for your journey. That's what I'm going to tell them.
Yes.
And for anyone else that needs that. Because I can honestly say, looking back and still looking forward, I learn every day.
Right.
That's another thing. Learn every day.
Yes.
You don't stop.
Right.
Don't stop until, the man upstairs says you have to stop.
That's right. It's
right?
time to come home.
That's time to come home.
Yes.
Exactly. But just keep going.
Absolutely. And it's funny that the change in professions or life journeys, you were just talking about the man upstairs. Look at Moses, 40 years, prince of Egypt, 40 years out being a shepherd. And then he gets called back to liberate his people. You never know where, but everything that was learned along the way was utilized
Exactly.
to completion.
Exactly.
Were parentheses in a space of time.
Well said. Well said. Drop the mic.
Drop the mic. How can the people reach you?
Oh, okay. How can you reach me? You can come to my website at Painter Bros of Fort Lauderdale. So it's www.painterbros.
And we're going to have it in the link in the little description.
/ Fort Lauderdale. You can call me. I don't know. Can I leave my number here?
Of course, leave your number.
Okay, so let me leave my number, and I'm going to leave you my direct number. All right. It's a 646 number. Don't be afraid. But it's 646-591-1612. You can call or text, or you can email me at lgarratt@painterbros, painterbros.com.
Very good. Well, is there anything else you want to leave the beautiful people that are listening to us?
Oh, man, I just want to thank you for the opportunity. I think this has been so amazing. And for the beautiful people out there, continue being exactly who you need to be.
That's right. Very well said.
Yep.
This has been a privilege, a pleasure.
Same.
And I want to do it again because there's a lot of stuff we can keep talking about.
Absolutely.
A lot of stuff. Maybe we can get you to cry a little on
Yeah, I
TV.
know. It's there. It's kind of like one of those things. Like it comes and do you ever see that where it comes down and you it's crawling back in.
You're like, it's allergies.
Yeah, it's allergies. It's not. It's not. I welled up a few times, but
but you're raw. You're real. There's something about that. And I hope that the people listening appreciate that. You're not here selling anything. You're telling them your story.
Right.
And part of the story is to not be embarrassed of your scars, of your wounds, of your failures.
No.
They are who we are. They make us who we are.
Yes. And then, and you have every day that you get the opportunity to be here.
Yes.
Be your best.
Absolutely.
Do it. Have a bad day, change it.
Right.
Yeah.
Change
it up.
You go to sleep, wake up.
Wake up.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And start
better.
again.
That's right. The sun will come out tomorrow. I think that's a song.
They go, sing it. Sing it.
Sing it. Yeah. My beautiful people, thank you so much. My beautifully broken people. Stay tuned for the closing statement. Make sure you like, subscribe, retweet, whatever you do on the social media. Reach out to Laura. Even if it's not about painting, she is a wealth of information. You need to have her on your front page on your cell phone, okay? Do good, be good, God bless. See you right back. I hope you guys enjoyed that with Laura Garratt. Such a beautiful person. As I'm prone to do at the end, I like to tell a story. I feel that stories meet us right where we are at that moment in time, especially in this holiday season where some of us are feeling the emptiness for a variety of reasons. It has been a tough economic year for small businesses. Some of us have lost family. Some of us are unable to connect with family. So I hope you enjoy this story and it relates to you. The story of Paderewski, as it goes, it starts out with a single mother and her young child. She had no idea what to do with the child. The child, as young kids are prone to do, is very active. So she says, let me put him in piano lessons. So she does. She puts him in piano lessons. And after a few lessons, she asks the piano teacher, how is he doing? The piano teacher tells her, not so well, not so well. So the mother's now preoccupied, and as she's walking down the streets, she sees a flyer. And the flyer is for the great pianist Paderewski. She says, this is my chance. I'm going to buy a ticket for myself and for my son. And he will see what it is like to see a professional. So comes the day of the presentation at the theater. She goes with her son. She sits. Her son is next to her left, right next to the aisle. And as the mother, as she's waiting for the presentation, turns to her right, and she begins to speak to the people next to her. Well, the young man, the child, is looking around, wondering, and he sees a piano on stage. And he thinks, that's the same piano that I practice with my teacher. So he gets up, gets in the aisle, starts walking towards the piano on the stage, and begins to play chopsticks. Those of you who've ever played a piano know that chopsticks is you are just hitting the notes. In the back, Paderewski, stone-faced, stoic. He's hearing people now booing this poor child, and he starts looking out from behind the curtains. He sees the child just playing on his piano chopsticks. The mother is mortified in her seat. Paderewski comes onto the stage, and he sits right next to the boy, and he whispers to him, and he says, "Don't stop playing. Don't stop playing." And around the boy's chopsticks, Paderewski converts one of the greatest concertos that audience had ever heard, or so goes the story. And so it is with life. So it is with where you are in life. That sometimes you feel that you are playing chopsticks with your life. And God comes and sits right behind you and says, "Don't stop playing." And he makes a masterpiece out of that mess. The story helped you? Congratulations. If it didn't, send it to somebody who's in need. Be good, do good, God bless, happy holidays. Take care. Bye-bye.